Hello friends and enemies. Welcome to the Shatter Me series vlog. So far, I'm filming this the day my reset went up. Absolutely no one has guessed what I'm reading. And I think we'll see. If anybody guesses it, I'll share in my wrap-ups. But I don't know. We might just tease y'all for a bit and then, you know, this vlog will drop in early May. I'm very excited for this vlog to drop. So, I do have like a quick intro. So yeah, I have never read the Shatter Me series. I know like nothing about it besides the tagline of my touch is lethal, my touch is, what is it? Power. So I have started the book. I was reading it a little bit last night and I have all the audios. I have the ebook. Like I need to turn it on the brightness on my phone. This is happening. Okay. And I just wanted to intro this because one, as true Tennessee fashion, it is storm season and storm season has started. I got a 3-book audio and I have all the audios for the novellas. Like I have the reading order laid out here. I'll timestamp it all down below. I'm going to keep this spoiler free and then I'll either do a section at the end of each book where I talk spoiler thoughts and you can like skip ahead, I'll have timestamps, or it'll all be spoiler free. I'll tell you right here, okay? We just started. We're in chapter 3. Like, I don't have enough to, like, tell you which way I'm falling yet. But our reading order will be as follows. Shatter Me, Destroy Me, which is a novella. Unravel Me, Fracture Me, which is a novella. Ignite Me, Restore Me. Shadow Me, which is the novella. Defy Me, Reveal Me, which is another novella. Imagine Me, and then 6.5 is Believe Me. So I don't think I've ever read Tahereh Mafi, to be honest with you. And like I said, somehow I like know nothing about this book series, so I just thought it would be interesting to give it a go. I know it's very popular. I've seen a lot of people love it. I've seen a lot of people hate it. I've seen a lot of interesting critiques on it. But again, I still don't know anything about it. Just like critiques like, it's so problematic. It's this, it's that. And I'm like, okay, but it's also like YA romance, the sci-fi shit. Like, I don't know. I don't have like big expectations. As of now, for Shatter Me, I am 3 chapters in. Like I just finished the first 2 chapters. We have met the cellmate. The writing is very lyrical. Like I had heard that it's very lyrical writing already, and like yes, absolutely agreed. That holds very true. So yeah, I am gonna put my headphones on, like my over ears, I think. And I got to go prepare for the storm that's coming this afternoon. And I figure if I pull everything out of the closet and like get it ready so we can put chairs in there and sit comfortably, during the tornado warning that's likely to happen, it won't happen. So we're just gonna go ahead and get a head start on the preparations. And also I'm gonna wash this off. So I figured, let me intro this now before I jump scare you with my naked face at some point. Millie is laying at the top of the stairs. But yeah, that's where we're at. I've started Shatter Me. I'm not far enough in to have thoughts really beyond, wow, this writing is very lyrical. You weren't wrong. Nobody was wrong. So there's that. I will be back very soon to talk to you about more of Shatter Me. I'm going to read a couple more chapters and come back. So can't wait. I'm so excited. It's your Shatter Me update. So I wanted to listen to more of the book and I was like, I needed to update the vlog because I realized very quickly, unintentionally, that I've made it like 25% into this book. I'm on chapter 15. We have officially met Aaron Warner, I guess, who I'm assuming at some point becomes a love interest because he's so mean to her. And it's just, there's one thing I know. One, I've heard that name before in relation to this book. But 2, it's the time of YA it is. Yeah, we know where this is going. Anyways, I definitely am going to think of this book now whenever people talk about purple prose. Like 100%, this is the book. This is the book in my mind. This will always be the book in my mind. So there's that. This is 100% purple prose. Really curious to see what I think as I continue. So I'm at like page 90 out of 339. And the audiobook combo I'm listening to, I'm only like 8% in. But it's all 3. So yeah, I'm intrigued, to say the least. I do think it's really fun reading this as a dystopian because it did come, I think it came out, I need to check, but I'm assuming it came out around Divergent and some of the other dystopian titles. So yeah, I'll be curious to see what I think. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to read a little bit more and I'll come back and check in with you in a bit, but I'm going to lay in bed while I do that because I can't. But yeah, today was the eclipse day, to give you a little sense of time. So like I've kind of been in and out of the house a bunch to go stare at the sun with my eclipse glasses on. And then I am just really excited to see where this book goes. So I'm gonna keep reading. I'll be back. Okay. Oh god, I'm gonna get hit in the face. Anyways, I am almost exactly 50% through Shatter Me now, and I'm here to update you because Warner just gave her the test with the little boy. Like that just started happening, and I was like, I need to update. I feel like I'm halfway. So I am about halfway, and I am intrigued by the revelations we have had around Adam, and I'm curious to see where this is going with Warner, because he's like so obsessed with her. It's interesting. I also like, this is not bad by any means, like it's fine, but I'm wanting more world building than we're getting yet. I feel like, I'm assuming world building is to come, because right now I really would love to know more about the world and what happened. I don't know if we get that or not, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm enjoying this. It's fine. It's probably like a 3.5 currently. It could do some things though for me by the end. But yeah, I am in the middle of that, and on my phone that's like 48ish%, like when I checked the book. So I'm trucking through. I'm enjoying it. I will be done tomorrow easily, like without even trying. So you're gonna get like two or three more updates by the time I finish book 1 probably. But yeah, I just want to give you an update tonight before I forgot. But like I feel like I made good progress today, and I'm enjoying it. I think the audiobooks are fine. I don't know if I'd recommend the audiobooks, to be honest, but I probably won't switch to reading them because I know I'll finish them if I use the audiobook versus if I don't. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm enjoying it. I think it's fascinating, some of the writing and the stylistic choices being made right now, but I'll have thoughts in the morning. Okay, so I just finished chapter 30 and I'm starting chapter 31, and this is non-spoiler, keeping it non-spoiler, but what just happened, the reveal on who can touch her, I'm intrigued. Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm a little more engaged in the story now than I was. Again, I wasn't not engaged. I just was like indifferent, we'll call it. So yeah, I'm very intrigued now about this, where we're going. I'm very curious. So I'm cleaning right now. I'm about to vacuum, and while I vacuum, I'll probably pause the book for a minute because I don't know if I'll hear it well. I might not. I might just put my noise canceling back on. But yeah, I'm gonna vacuum here in a minute and keep listening because I'm intrigued where this is going. I'm just not sure how book 1's ending. Like, I really don't know a lot about this series. I'm not joking when I say that. So I'm excited to finish this, and I'm excited to listen to the first novella from the villain's POV. Like, I'm very excited for that. So yeah, but that reveal, I was like, oh, I gasped a little while I was sweeping. So it got me a little. So that's a nice treat, I think. But yeah, let's keep going. I'm gonna give some book 1 spoiler thoughts at the end is what I'm gonna do here. Okay, I have finished Shatter Me. No spoiler thoughts here. Again, I will tack on after this just like some spoiler thoughts again, but it'll all be labeled and you can go down below and skip the timestamps. Like, it'll be timestamped, so you can literally skip ahead if you don't want spoilers. But what an interesting end. I forgot about how back in the day YA books would end like kind of on a cliffhanger, but not. And that's how I feel about this. I'm intrigued about this group that we have now met and unsure of how that's gonna go. But I do have the novella downloaded and ready to go for 1.5, and I'm really excited to listen to that because I think that POV is going to be very, very interesting throughout this whole series. So yeah, I still trust no one. Absolutely no one. I trust no one. I will say this. I'm very satisfied with the world building we have gotten in the last chunk of this book, because I want to know more about the world. That's the part that I'm most intrigued by. Like, what is going on? What happened fully here? And we're just starting to get into that. So that's really nice. And I'm definitely enjoying that element a lot. Like, a lot more than I expected. Because I just need to understand why we're in this dystopian society, and like what happened? Like, what actually happened? So I'm hoping we'll get more of that in book 2. But book 1 is done. It did take me a while to read, but I did enjoy it. It's like a 3.5. I think the writing's great. I think it's really, really well written for a YA dystopian book of the time. And it's very flowery prose. So, like, if that is not your thing, this is not going to work for you. But I enjoyed it for the most part. So I'm excited to continue. And I do think my enjoyment's going to go up as I continue the series. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I had a fun time. So I'm going to go ahead and start the novella. But first, I will give you the rest of my spoiler thoughts. Okay, spoilery thoughts incoming for book 1. This is the start of those. I'm just going to chop these all together. But at 60% in now, just finishing chapter 30, I was surprised and not surprised that Warner could touch her. But now I don't trust Adam. I know he's like our main I know we have a love triangle happening at some point. And I know he's supposed to be the big love interest. But I don't trust a man. I don't trust this man. Am I supposed to trust him? Like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to trust him. Because I truly do not trust him. I am suspicious all around right now of everything happening. Of them being on the run. Of everything. Like, those last couple chapters. Full alert. Fully suspicious. Do not trust any of these people. Which, like, I mean, should I? Probably not. It's YA. It's a YA dystopian. I'm not going to trust anybody. But, I'm definitely left, like, very, very curious and intrigued. And, you know, we're about to meet she's meeting Adam's little brother right now. So we'll see how this goes. I don't trust Adam, and I don't trust Warner, and I don't trust any of these people. I just don't trust them. And this is why I would never survive, because I don't trust nobody. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, spoiler thoughts for the end of Shatter Me. I'm intrigued at the end of the day, right? Like, she's at the new school. We found out other people have powers, which I wondered. And I'm assuming those with powers she can touch. Maybe. Obviously, we know Warner survived, and I'm about to read his novella, and I'm really excited for it because I think his POV is going to be really intriguing in this series overall. But yeah, it was fun. My biggest spoiler thought right now is that I still continue to trust no one. I trust no one. And I also want to say, like, I was just surprised at how it ended. Like, it ended pretty open and, like, not as much of a cliffhanger as I expected. I expected, like, a full-blown, like, it's over cliffhanger. Like, oh my God, I gotta pick up the next book immediately. Whereas I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read the novella and then I will circle back through and read some other stuff. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now. I will be back in a little bit with some thoughts on that novella. I've been cleaning a bunch and listening to, well, it's not on my phone right now, but to Shatter Me, Unravel Me. I'm up to chapter 27 and I looked down and realized I'd read like over 25% and not updated you really. So feelings in book 2 so far. Listen, I'm not enjoying this. I'm just in a weird reading mood right now where like no audiobook is keeping my attention and I don't want to read these physically, to be honest with you, because I just don't think I would finish them that way. So there's that. But I did get the digital from the library, like the ebook, so I could see it. Yeah, so I've officially hit, 40%. So yeah, I was cleaning this today, like mopping all the things. And I just put the book on and like it's just been carrying me through these tasks, which is fantastic. So far my thoughts here on book 2 is this doesn't feel like, I feel like we're getting more on the world. I am very suspect of the place she's at right now, the Omega place. Like do not trust. I don't trust it. Probably not wrong. I mean, I'm an adult reading a YA book. I don't know that I'm supposed to trust it. I feel like I'm supposed to kind of see some of the signs happening here. So still enjoying it. I still really like Juliet as a character. I think it's really interesting having someone be our main character that has been so closed off from the world for so long. Not by their own making, but because of their abilities. So that's interesting. I'm really curious to see where her abilities go as we continue as well. I also liked that we got like more of the world. Like, so the end of book 1, you know, we got a little bit of the world. And I feel like in this book, we're getting a little bit more as they've went up to the surface now and stuff like that again and talked about like the ID cards and stuff. So yeah, that's interesting. Our first love interest is kind of already like getting flushed down the toilet. a little bit because she's unintentionally hurting him. So that'll be curious. And Warner is looking for her. So like he's been having these weird night patrols and stuff. So that's also interesting, I feel like. Don't necessarily know if I feel like that's going anywhere yet. Like I don't feel like that enemies to lovers bit is happening yet, but I do feel like we do actually have a setup here for an enemies to lovers because they are enemies. Like she does not like him and he likes her, but like shouldn't. So there's definitely like that tension of an enemies to lovers setup here. And that's kind of nice so far. I feel like they're both going to try to kill each other unintentionally at some point. So there's that. But yeah, I'm enjoying book 2 more than I enjoyed book 1. So we're at like a 4-ish right now as I'm halfway through. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm going to try and listen to another 20 to 25% and then I'll update you again, like around 50. I'll either update you at 50% or at 75%, somewhere in between the two, because I don't really know right now. But I'm going to keep listening and go work on folding laundry and some of the other stuff I have just chilling around the house right now. Okay, we've had our hair change of this vlog. I'm pretty sure I warned y'all in the beginning. Anyways, just give these time, please. I'm getting used to having shorter bangs and they're for a reason. We'll talk about it later. But I finished Unravel Me. I'm about called it Untie Me. It's not Untie Me, Unravel Me. I really liked the end of that book. I give that a solid 4. I'm really much more intrigued in the series now. Ready to continue on, see where it goes. Like, I'm invested now. So that says a lot. But yeah, I just finished it. 4 stars for me. I'm going to listen to Fracture Me while I run errands today. And then I will update you on that when I get back. I'm very excited. But yeah, so we're going to be 3 books in by the end of... Let me move. By the end of April. I about said March. And I easily think I'll knock out the next 3 beginning of May. So you'll get this vlog late May. I'm excited. All right, I'll be back. I can't stop sneezing. It's like... Oh, sorry. I'm on my phone because I did not bring my camera because I was like, there's no way anything is going to happen in Shatter Me or Unravel Me that needs a vlog update immediately. And boy, was I an idiot because we just got the reveal. What? They're siblings. Oh my God. I can't believe they're siblings. You know, I don't know. I got a lot of feelings about that one. It's a weird time. Anyways, really proud of our girl for like trying to take him down. The Supreme guy. I can't remember. Anderson? Supreme Ruler, whatever. That guy. Proud of her for that. But also, I can't tell if this man is on FaceTime or if he is also vlogging his trip to Target. And you know what? I need the confidence of a white man on a camera. On a phone camera. Anyways. Yeah, so I just did that. I have ate my breakfast. I'm still drinking on my coffee, which is so good. One of the few coffees I get and like barely add any sugar to, which is, I guess, weird, but not. Oh my God, I don't want to sneeze again. But anyways, yeah, what the fuck is going on? So I'm pausing the book for a minute. Gonna go in and do this return. We are a little bit into Ignite Me, and I'm already just, I don't know, I'm having so much fun with these now. Like, it is so fun. I just started chapter 8. So, what does it say I have? Hold on. Like 8 hours, just under 9 hours. So like 3 hours listening time for me left in this. And initial thoughts on this 3rd book is, 1, I'm loving the reveals around Aaron Warner, and I'm liking our heroine figuring some stuff out here. I do think that's helpful. Juliet's like piecing it together. I feel like we also as the reader are getting to piece things together a little bit more here with time, which is nice. But yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying it. I should be done tomorrow with book 3, so it's exciting. And I'll start book 4 probably the next day. Because the rest of this, so the middle book seems to be the longest, and the rest of the series is really not that long, which is kind of weird. Yeah, because book 4 is under 9 hours, and then book 5, under 8 hours. And then book 6 is like 9.5. So it should only take me a couple more days to finish this up, which is exciting. Probably, I mean, over the next 2 weeks. Oh, hello. We have a visitor. But anyways, I'm really enjoying piecing together, getting some more world reveals. And I'm excited to see where we're going to go in this one, because I'm really not sure right now. Overall. Okay. I don't need cat butt. Hello. Yeah, so I'm very curious to see where we're headed here in this. But yeah, I'm really enjoying book 3 so far, a lot more than the rest. So like to date, like book 3 would be my favorite. So like I feel like the further I get in, the more I like the series, which tracks. I also think the writing continues to be very lyrical and all that stuff, but also has it also has like grown on me, I guess, more and more as I've read, so that helps a lot. I don't know what we're doing. Anyways, that's all I got for now. I'm gonna go listen some more. I'll be back to talk to you soon. Okay, I'm here to update you because I'm unintentionally 50% through Ignite Me. I can't stop. I have less than 2 hours left, and honestly, I just got all my Kindle set up in bed to read, and I think it's gonna be a lay in bed and listen to my audiobook on a sleep timer situation instead of a actual eyeball reading situation, because I just what is happening? I am so angry I'm so mad at Kent. I am so frustrated right now with where everything is in the story, and I need to know more immediately. So yeah, my plan right now is to literally just lay here and listen to it. Maybe finish it tonight. I'll try and turn on the camera for the ending. But yeah, I'm 50% in, and I honestly like feel bad because I just keep listening to it and not really updating you. Not intentionally. I just literally am enjoying it that much that I'm not thinking to pick my camera up, which like, that was a lot. But yeah, I am of the 3 book set like 84%, and then I checked out the ebook to see where I was chapter wise, like percentage, and that put me at like 47. So like I really am about halfway through. I'm just very curious where we're headed. I don't know, because I really don't know where we're going right now. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep listening, try and finish this up, because like I said, I think we're about an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes left. What time is it? It's 9:30, so I don't think I'll finish tonight. I'll finish in the morning most likely. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Shatter Me's like book 3 Ignite Me. I think this has just been so fun, and it's hard because I don't want to like, I'm trying not to super spoil things. I have some things to say that are spoilers, and I'm gonna timestamp that down below for you to skip ahead if you don't want spoilers for Ignite Me. I am definitely excited to finish this story and see where this goes. I'm also just really intrigued at the world. I think it's fascinating because it's so different from the other dystopian YAs of that time. Like it's much more sci-fi and it's much more futuristic, whereas like I feel like the dystopian, like Divergent, Hunger Games stuff felt less sci-fi and more apocalyptic dystopian in a weird, I hope this makes sense, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Hello. I have finished Ignite Me. I nearly cried at the end of that one. That was so good. Like that was such a good conclusion. Like what? So yeah, loved it. This is definitely like a 4.5 for me, which thrilling. This is the highest rated one so far. So the series definitely only gets better. I loved seeing Juliet like come into her own in this book big time. I also felt like we got to see some characters humanized even more, which was great. Yeah, I really liked Ignite Me. I have mostly spoiler thoughts, but that's my non-spoiler thoughts for y'all right now, because oh my goodness, it was so good. Like what? I feel like I'm starting to grasp the hype and the love for this series now also a little bit more. So yeah, definitely a good slow burn, and a great older young adult romance, I would say. I don't know why I didn't think it would be good. I didn't think it'd be bad. I just didn't expect to like be as riveted as I was to this last book. I will say that I definitely left it like ready for the next book. So I'm so glad I'm reading them when I am, because I don't have to wait. Because oh my god, I can't imagine how some of y'all had to wait. It feels like quite the ending to like have to wait for the next book, you know? Like it doesn't feel ideal by any means. So I'm just glad I don't have to. Okay, sorry, I just got distracted because my phone did a weird thing. And I was like, what is going on? Okay, let's chat spoilers real quick. First of all, the other thing I want to say here is like I absolutely love Juliet and Kenji's friendship as we've continued to read these books. I think they are so fun together, and I just love how that has also grown. And like again, it's been so key throughout all of these books that Juliet actually has friends and like a community around her, and we're seeing that in real time, and it's fantastic to witness. Like it's so nice. It's such a nice change of pace. But also, let's talk spoilers. So skip now if you don't want to see spoilers. Timestamps down below to push you ahead. The gut-wrenching heartbreak I felt when she was like, you broke up with me, and he was like, no, we just had a fight, and everyone else was like, no, y'all broke up, we heard you. It just gut punch. And he's like, get out of the house, like you can't stay here if we're broken up and you're gonna go be with him, like you can't stay here. It was just like such a gut punch, and so accurate for their ages. So accurate for their ages. Like I was just like, yeah, that is what it would be like. And that really sold me on our other love interest. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I already was team him kind of. And I already kind of knew obviously that he was love interest. I've seen people say like Aaron Warner, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, whatever. I don't know. I don't understand this. But I think knowing that going in is helpful, because I don't find it as gut-wrenching as we lose the other love interest, because I already was ready for that to happen. And like I said, kind of expected that to happen at the end of the day. That made more sense to me anyways. But yeah, I really liked it. I don't know. I'm really excited to see where this goes. I'm really excited to finish this story. Okay, back to non-spoiler. Okay, feelings. Like I feel like book 3 for me was definitely one of the faster of the reads, but also I really enjoyed how in book 3 we saw Juliet be like, you know, Adam, you have to tell him, right? Isn't that his name? Yeah, the brother / the first boy. You know, you have to tell Warner. You need to admit the truth of what's happening, like of who you are. And I felt like the relief for Aaron to find out he does have family that isn't his dad, and like though they maybe don't have the best relationship, it's definitely something they can work on and figure out together. And I think that was just really nice to see on page at the end of the day. I think it made a lot of sense, and I think it worked really well overall. So that was really nice. I also really liked how it ended and how she seems to have taken care of Anderson. We'll see. Like, again, I won't be surprised if he's not fully gone, but the way it ended, and like she made the declaration and then went to wait for like everyone to find her because she had to be sure her friend survived, like fantastic. I really liked that element as well. But overall, it just was such a fun time and really enjoyable read. And I really just have liked how everything has developed relationship wise for her with Aaron and with everyone else in like a friendly, not romantic fashion. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how that unfolds. Started Restore Me. I am 2 hours in. Yeah, 2 hours in. It is a pretty short audiobook. So I expect to be done early today or late today or early tomorrow. I'm already 25% in. For now, I feel like this has been a pretty solid book 4. We are very much like figuring out what the world's going to look like now, because things have changed so much since the 3rd book. And we are waiting on Juliet to learn more about Warner and what he had to do, and also the other ruling families that helped what happened happen. So I'm kind of waiting for that to kick off here. It's been a very nice listen again. I've really enjoyed these as audios, and I do think they're a book that, like, if you had a big project you needed to get done and you wanted an audiobook for it, these would be a very, very good option, because I feel like you could just bust through a large portion of the series without doing too much. I am 25% in now. I'm going to keep listening here, see what I think. But yeah, I'm hoping to make it at least halfway before 5 o'clock, and then later this evening make it another 25% minimum. I don't know, if I make it to 50% today, I'm going to be happy. We'll leave it at that. For now, I'm just really enjoying how the dynamics are changing and how much more we're learning about side characters that we met in the other books, but we didn't have as much interaction as I expected to have with them, is the best way I can put it. So yeah, I'm really, really curious to see where it's headed with that. So I will obviously update you when I've read a little bit more later. I finished, oh my god, where are we? What are we on? Oh Jesus, let me open the right app. I've opened every audiobook app but the one I need. I'm 66% through Restore Me right now, and I need to update you real quick because, oh my goodness, the reveals! I was on Members Friends and I was just like, what is happening? So thrilled at not thrilled, excited about some of these reveals. They make things make a little more sense, which, duh, it's book 4, I would hope so. But yeah, I really liked them. I'm hopefully gonna finish up this last hour I have this morning while I get ready for the day. We have a piece, not that you can really see her, but yeah, I'm hoping to finish that up while I get ready for the day today, but we'll see. I finally feel pretty well rested after 2 solid nights of sleep. We cannot biscuit my thigh. That is painful. But yeah, I really liked the reveals here. I am literally like Juliet just ran away after being told some things she did not want to know. So I'm very, very curious to see where this goes. I feel like we're entering into territory where I'm going to have to spoil books while I talk about them. So from here on out, we're going to call this a spoiler vlog. Not the whole video, but after book 4, we're going to, I think, go full spoilers in every update, because I don't know how to talk about this without spoiling it. So if you don't want the spoilers, goodbye. Thank you for hanging out. I'll fast click you to the outro. You can click the little button on there and move ahead. But if you're here for them, let's talk about it real quick. So the fact that Warner reveals to Juliet that her sister was basically an experiment that they tortured and is alive, and that her adoptive parents, who were terrible to her, were not her real parents. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers reveal. I didn't see it coming, which a lot of YA I do see these things coming, and I did not see it coming here. And the fact that she is now running to Kent, to Adam, is unsurprising, and I'm really curious to see how that goes. But yeah, I think I'm really curious how this is going to play out, because obviously the leader people, they're not the kids, but the adults are whatever, we can take her out. And we know that's not the case. Well, it could be the case, but we don't think that's going to be the case long term. I mean, there's a whole series. It can't be the case. She has to live. But yeah, I am deeply intrigued at this point about that and how that's going to work. But I also am just surprised, honestly, at how little I've seen coming of this plot. Obviously, I expected when it was revealed what Adam, or what Aaron knew, I knew he when he told her she would run back to Adam. But yeah, I just didn't expect some of this. But I'm gonna go make coffee. Okay, I finished Restore Me. I kind of get it. I feel like I am in the hype. If I was reading these physically, would be staying up all night to read the book. But because I'm not reading it physically, I did already listen to Kenji's novella, and Defy Me, Bind Up, Shatter Me. I don't even know where to start with Restore Me, to be honest with you. That ending, her just waking up in a whole nother place. What? The reveal about her parents? What is going on? Where are we going? I'm ready for this ride. I just don't understand where we're headed completely still. Because again, I just didn't see that coming. Did I think they were going to enjoy her speech or try some shit? Yes. Did I think this is what the shit was going to be? No, absolutely not. 5-star for Restore Me. This is my first 5-star in the series. But again, I am deeply deeply starting to understand the hype as I continue on. So loved that. Immediately opened my novella audiobooks and listened to Shatter Me, and just finished that, which is very, very quick, which is not surprising that I already finished it. But also fantastic. Really liked getting Kenji's point of view. He's definitely one of my favorite characters in this series, so I'm definitely excited for his next novella as well. But I already have Defy Me up, which is the next book, and I will be shocked if I honestly don't devour this one pretty quickly, because like, this is so fun. This is giving me the feelings I had, like, the first time I read The Hunger Games and other, like, fun YA titles from back in the day. So for me, this is just hitting a spot right now, and it's kind of exactly what I need in the moment, which is fantastic. But yeah, wow. Okay. Tahereh Mafi did that. She has left me speechless and stunned. So I am gonna try and get some sleep so I can come back and actually talk to you about this a little more in depth if I have thoughts. But I might not. I might just listen to a couple chapters of Defy Me before I go to bed tonight. Because I kind of need to know what happens. Because what on earth? Like, former leaders gave up their children? The fuck? And she maybe knew Aaron as a child. What the fuck? That's wild. This is wild. But yeah, I'm pumped for the next book. I'm really excited to finish up this series, honestly. The more I read it, the more I enjoy it. So that's all I got right now. I'm a sleepy girl, but also a very excited and intrigued girl at the same time. So yeah, we're gonna get cozy and try and sleep and maybe listen to a little bit more. Yeah, so I finished Defy Me today, and I don't know how well I updated you during this read, but I freaking loved book 5. I feel like we had so many twists and turns, so many reveals. Like, what? Like, we found the sister. We have found out what's been going on, kind of. Like, we are getting information. And I'm here for it. Because I want this information. I'm very curious about what's going on. So I'm about to start Reveal Me. I should finish that tonight or early tomorrow. And then we just have 2 things left. But Defy Me, I think, really cemented this series for me as something, like, even though it's long, it's pulling off a lot of things happening. And still, again, twists and turns I didn't quite expect. Like, I did not expect Anderson to be alive still. I did not expect the full reveal about her parents and the way that the kids of the supreme leaders have been manipulated. Didn't really expect that to happen. But it did. And it was not bad by any means, but it was really intriguing at the end of the day how that all unfolded. So I definitely really liked this book, and I really am enjoying this series overall. I can see why it's popular and why it's still popular, even though it is a good bit older. Yeah, I don't know. I also just love Kenji. He might be my favorite character. And I love his friendship with Juliet. We're still gonna call her by that name. But yeah, I really love their friendship, and I really loved how this one wrapped up completely. And again, more reveals that they were hinted. We knew Castle's ex-wife was alive, and obviously this resistance group that they're joining is definitely doing their best, you know, to figure out a way to take them all down. Yeah, what an interesting, I don't know. I feel like I spent the last half of the book going, what? The whole time. So that's always a good sign. All right, I'm gonna go. I will be back to talk to you when I start or finish Find Me. So I finished Kenji's novella, Find Me. Enjoyed it. I'm really excited to start the next book. I didn't realize that y'all didn't get this book until like 2020. Like, this next book. I did not realize. I don't have a ton of big thoughts on that novella. I just enjoyed it. It was fun. It delivered on the premise. I've enjoyed reading Kenji's POV, and I saw that when I start the next one, which title escapes my brain right now, that we also get Kenji's POV again. So that's exciting. I am very curious to see where this is going in the next book, though. So I'm hoping to finish that up pretty quickly here, and then obviously read that little 6.5 novella and be done. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Millie is very asleep next to me. If you hear snoring, that's what that sound is. She has a new friend today, and it has been exhausting. But yeah, I'm really surprised at how long this series has gone on, kind of, because like 20 is 4 years ago, but like that's still not that long ago. So yeah, we're starting the final full-length book. A little nervous, a little excited. I know it's got to wrap up positively, so there's that at least, but you know, just fingers crossed. Okay, this is your 38% into Imagine Me update real quick before my Uber gets here. It just notified me they're 9 minutes away, so there's that. I'm packed. I just gotta get shoes on and run downstairs and pack up my camera into my little case I have for it. Whew, okay. Catching a breath. Anyways, I somehow accidentally made it 38% into this book yesterday, and I did not update you, and I apologize, but so far, I'm loving our dual POV between Juliet and Kenji here. A little stressy right now with what's happening. No spoiler, but someone showed back up, of course, and we've also seen that person that showed back up get some shit talked to them, which was fun. So I feel like we're finally actually working towards their downfall, which I'm really excited for. But yeah, I probably won't read a ton of it on my flight today, but tonight and tomorrow I'll make some more progress and update y'all. But yeah, I'm very intrigued about this last book, and I know I have like another novella after this, but I'm really curious how we're gonna wrap it all up, because now we've kind of hit the rinse repeat of the story almost, but not quite, because like we still keep getting new elements. But yeah, I'm having a blast so far, but I gotta go, and I will talk to y'all soon. My bed. So I was gonna update you on the end of Shatter Me, because I finished Imagine Me and Believe Me, those two. I finished them. I finished them on my Nightmare Travel Day. So I ended up finishing them on my Nightmare Travel Day, which is why you didn't get any vlog updates while I read them, because I had no choice but to listen to these books, because it was like all that was catching my attention, to be honest with you. And on top of that, it was just kind of like the perfect thing, because it's so angsty. I enjoyed the end of the series, so I do think the end novella kind of makes the book series and that book really a lot better than it would have been otherwise, because that end novella has like their wedding and stuff, and like kind of a little bit of the aftermath. I cannot believe how long y'all had to wait though for all of these books. Like this series is long running. I didn't realize how long running it was, to be honest with you. So that was a surprise. But also I just like, I don't know, I was just surprised by it overall. I really enjoyed seeing the evolution of everyone on page here, like growing up and going through these events. Like I thought that was really, really good and really fun to read. I also really enjoyed Kenji's relationship developing, and then also I think that Juliet and Warner's relationship really progressed a lot, and they both kind of figured out a lot of what they wanted by the end. Now, overall, I do think this is pretty predictable when it comes down to it, which is not a complaint. Really, I'm just like noting that it is pretty predictable, right? So yeah, I would say this is actually pretty predictable, but it was still like a very fun, campy YA to me. Like, this is what I want when I read these kind of YA books, like kind of predictable, really fun, a lot happening, and not like overly complex or like trying to do more than it needs to do, because at the end of the day, this is a young adult book. I want it to be targeted towards that audience, which doesn't mean I can't also enjoy it. So yeah, I had fun. I'm gonna have some more like full thoughts for you where I like sit down in front of the camera, but I wanted to update you now because I feel really bad that I just tore through them. And I thought, like, I didn't think Atlanta Airport's busy, but I thought the terminal I was in might have a dead area where I could, like, grab my camera and actually, like, film an update, and it did not. And then, like, also after delayed for 4+ hours on the tarmac, well, we weren't on the plane, but, like, some of it we were on the plane for, I was just like, I'm kind of enjoying this, and it's letting me zone out, so this is what I'm gonna read, and oh well. Which is, like, the reality of when I do these vlogs sometimes. But I also feel like that's the truth of being a reader. Like, sometimes you're just like, I don't want to talk to the camera right now. I need to read this book. And that's exactly what I did. But yeah, I will be back, like, looking more not pajamaed and human-ish, a little more awake tomorrow to do a final closeout on this and let you know what I thought of it. Okay, so I'm back. I'm here. I'm in the best t-shirt I've ever purchased in my life. You're gonna see this shirt a lot. It's fine. It's ginormous. I'm here though. I'm here to wrap up the Shatter Me vlog because, oh my goodness, I did it. I read all of these books. I still kind of can't believe I read all of these books. But I know the vlog's a little scattered. I know I really didn't talk about the novellas a ton, so I want to do that real quick and then talk about my thoughts on the series as a whole and all that good stuff. So let's chat about those novellas. So there are 4 novellas in this, no, 5? There's 4 novellas for sure that I didn't talk about, kind of. So there's 2 that follow Aaron Warner's POV, and then there are 2 that follow Kenji's POV, and then, no, there's 3 Aaron ones. So there are 5. I know things. I definitely read these. Anyways, I really enjoyed every single novella in this series, and I think that's rare for me to like come out of a series and be like, wow, all of these novellas did such a good job expanding the story and giving us another perspective on what was happening in the world. And I really, really, really loved that about this. I don't know, it just was really enjoyable overall to read and like partake in. I think the way that Aaron's POV, especially early on, gave us an insight into what was going on with him really helped you be more endeared to him in the regular stories before things like kind of switched more with him. But yeah, I really loved all of his POVs. That last novella was precious. It was their wedding. So sweet, adorableness. Loved it. And then the 2 Kenji POV novellas I also just really loved because, again, I think Kenji might be one of my favorite characters in this whole series because he's just so funny. He's such a goofball, and I love a goofball, honestly. Like, that is one of my favorite things in a book is goofball characters, and he is through and through a goofball character. Yeah, I really liked that. Let's talk about the series as a whole because obviously I read it all. I enjoyed this. I could see myself rereading this in a few years. I do think it's pretty predictable. It's YA. I'm expecting predictability. That is kind of a given in this genre for me to an extent now at this point. I am an adult. I don't expect to be surprised by my YAs necessarily. If I am, that's great. But if I'm not, I'm never going to be too disappointed about that. But I do think overall, this one, for me at least, one of the really enjoyable factors here is the fact that you kind of get a lot of twists and turns throughout. You may kind of have a feeling where the story is going, but the way we get there isn't the route you're expecting necessarily. And I really, really do appreciate that about this book series. And I really appreciate how, I actually really liked the writing. I think the writing, the purple prose really benefited how the story was being told. And didn't suffer for it. I think often sometimes when a writer writes like Tahereh Mafi does, the writing can overpower the story, whereas this I think really carried the story through all the way. And I totally get the hype. I do think this is one of those series that like I didn't realize how long it took to be finished. Also, like I had no idea it wasn't done until like 2020. I don't even remember when the last novella came out, but I didn't realize, like I had no idea. And that makes sense why I've seen it a lot more because it was only finished in the last 4 years. But also, like, that is, like, a long time to be reading something, right? Like, it's been ongoing for a while. I think that the pace that Tahereh Mafi kept in the story worked really well overall, too, with how long it took to be published and out. And I also just really appreciated a lot of what she did here. I think it was just really fun to read. I think it was really enjoyable. Like I said, I think it was a nice older YA book. This definitely isn't a younger YA book. There's sex in this book, but it's well done. And I think it's done in a way that isn't by no means the same as a romance book. Sex scenes, okay? But it's done in a way that is very appropriate for that age group, if that makes sense. And yeah, it was just a really fun book series. Like, I'm so happy I read this. I'm so surprised at how much I liked it. I really did not know if I would like it. I was really afraid I was going to walk out of this just absolutely hating these books, and I've left it feeling pretty dang good about them. So that's nice. Who do I think should read this series? If you are a fan of dystopian romances and open to a young adult setting, or if you are a fan of dystopian romances and open to young adult characters, I think this could be a great option. Again, I think I talked about this being like a project book. Like if you are working on a big project, like you're painting your house or something, or buildings, I don't know, like something where like you've got a lot of time to spend doing it, I really, really think this is one of those books that you could just dive into. And this series could get you through a lot of the project. If I was like moving and unpacking or packing a house, this series would get me through that entire process, like happily, because it's absolutely so fun. You are pretty engaged throughout. So even while you're doing other tasks, I don't feel like you're losing yourself in the book. Like you're losing yourself in the book, but you're not like gonna be overly focused on the thing you're doing and miss something. And because it's YA, I feel like you don't have to pay, you pay attention, but you don't have to be like overly engaged. Like a fantasy book sometimes can be like, there's not so much world building that you're going to get lost if you're doing something else, or your focus is lost for a few minutes. But I think that's, like I said, I think that's a benefit. So yeah, this is a really fun series. So if you want a dystopian romance that is just like an absolute blast, definitely pick up the Shatter Me series. I would love to know in the comments if y'all have read this series, what you thought of it, feelings, all those things. If you don't want to do that, leave me a peace sign emoji in the comments, and I will have links to the book series for you, links to my friend anywhere on the internet, and I will see y'all in just a few days. Bye.
About to leave, already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get away.